The North Wilkesboro Speedway is back in action here for Gatorade Cup Series racing at this historic short track in North Carolina. We're here for the Mello Yello 400 under the lights. It should be an exciting and wild short track race here in the Gatorade Cup Series. On the pole, the 39 of Joe Jefferson looking for another Gatorade Cup Series win in his career. Two's outside is the 71 of Justin Lightning. Then third of Greg Torres. Fourth is Carter Friesen. Rounding out the top five is Roberto Rivera in the 12. In sixth, we have Tim Gary. Seventh is Ryan Taylor. Eighth, we have Dale Lightning. Ninth is Steve Larker. Rounding out the top 10, Mathis Wells in the 18. The rest of the field is Pena Salata in the 77 to is outside the 42 of Code Luigi. Then there's Anthony Hernandez and Jay Jefferson, along with Danny Lloyd and Alexander Rowe. Then there's Patrick Smith and Levi Shones, along with Griffin Lynn and Diego Yepez. Then we have Anton Charlebois and Charles Robert. Then there's two teammates, Jeff Bright and Lawrence Palanpon. On the next row, we have Ann McDowell and Jake Galloway. Then there's Derek Hamill and Jacob Davidson, our points leader, coming into tonight's event. Then we have Trent McGinnis and Keegan Thompson, Jonathan Beeford with TJ Hanley, and then Luke Rainey, a great sponsor on that car, the United Together program for Brad Kozlowski for the American Red Cross to try and support all that's happening down with the Florence and the Carolinas. So obviously pray for everyone down there. Hope that everything can go right there. Luke Rainey, obviously with the sponsor there, great sponsor for that cause. Two's outside the 29, Nathan Stapleton. Then we have Stephen Taylor and Eli Bright, Sebastian Kukulon and Landon Lyons. Then there's Max Anderson and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. And in the final row, we have Oliver Gowan, the 83. Two is outside the 43 of Josh Crash. That is our starting lap for the Mello Yello 400 here at North Wilkesboro. Let's get going with our starting command.
Drivers, start your engines!
And a great command to fire the engines up here to go short track racing in North Carolina up the historic North Wilkesboro Speedway. Back for the Gatorade Cup Series. Here is our 42 car field rolling off the starting grid. Joe Jefferson, Justin Lightning on the front row as we go back racing here in the Gatorade Cup Series. Back racing at North Wilkesboro. Here we're back in the short track swing for this Gatorade Cup Series. We're going to have a few more races in it. But here we go. Under the lights, North Wilkesboro, 60 laps, just over half a mile. Joe Jefferson to the green flag. It's out. We're racing here at North Wilkesboro. Torres leads lap 1 after Joe Jefferson went up the racetrack. Now the 10 up the racetrack. Joe Jefferson down the bottom lane trying to take advantage as they come down the backstretch. Rivera in the 12 to third, and now the battle for fourth. Ryan Taylor to the inside, Justin Lightning who's falling back in the outside. Tim Gary, big move in the 26, 3 wide for a top 5 spot. That's a big move. Look at Carter Friesen in the middle trying to emerge, but Tim Gary still down low. Look at Steve Larker looking there in the 34. Big, hard racing here inside the top 5 as they come down the backstretch. This is a race for 5th, and they're 3 wide on a track that's just over half a mile long. They're going to sort that out to double foul. Tim Gary's going to grab the 5th position away. Look at them sideways on the bottom lane trying to get grip off the corner. They're mashing that gas so hard. And look at the battle for the lead. Joe Jefferson has not let Greg Torres get away. That 39 car obviously has some power under the hood after winning the pole here tonight. And he's right in the bumper of that 10 car, Greg Torres. Trying to complete the pass. Trying to get there to make the pass. Look at here, he comes to the inside, 39-10. Joe Jefferson back to the inside, Greg Torres, they come down the backstretch. The 10's led since the start of the race, got it from the 39, 1 and 2, and the 39's going to get back in 3 and 4. Joe Jefferson to lead here in North Wilkesboro, but not quite yet. Greg Torres fighting back in the outside, and they're still 3 wide further back. Joe Jefferson still trying to clear Greg Torres as they go off turn number 2, and he does. Jefferson to the lead as the car's blown up. It's Nathan Stapleton crawling back to pit road. He's made it to pit road, so I don't believe we will have a yellow flag if he were to stop there. I think he should be in a safe spot to where they can push him. But Joe Jefferson leads Roberto Rivera to second. Third place now Ryan Taylor in the 09. Torres back to fourth, possibly even further. Tim Gary and Steve Larker 5th and 6th and pulled away from the madness behind them. Hernandez Rowe, the yellow is out. I believe it has to be for the 29 stopped. Oh, they wrecked in 1 and 2, and there's a car upside down. It's our points leader, Jacob Davidson, on his lid in turn 1. Big crash. Here, we're not even 10 laps into it. And already, torn up race cars. Buford in the 13. The 98, the 47 is out. The 88, the 99 was on his lid. So a big crash brings out the caution flag for the first time tonight. And we have our race leaders coming down pit road for scheduled pit stops here to try and get fuel and tires in their cars. And I believe everyone coming down. No, Patrick Smith will stay on the racetrack. But I don't know if he's going to inherit the race lead. It all depends on if they're close enough. You see this big gaggle of cars right here. They're trying to get into pit road and out of pit road. Yeah, Smith should be able to take over the race lead because these drivers haven't even gotten to their pit stalls yet. So here comes the 14. He'll take it from his teammate Joe Jefferson. Now Jefferson, big thing for his team. They really just have to get him off here before some of these drivers go on by. So as the 39 leaves right there, he should be scored 4th on the racetrack because Hanley and the others, they were so far back, they did not hustle enough to get up here to the 39. So it should be Patrick Smith with the race lead staying out, and we'll see what happened for the caution flag. All we know is that our points leader, Jacob Davidson, is on his lane. He will be out for the night. That's a hard blow to his championship chances. Here is the reason for caution number 1. Jacob Davidson on the inside lane, 3 wide, getting underneath Lawrence Palmpon right here in the 24. As they come off the corner, the 99 kind of slides up right there into the side of the 24, trying to keep it off him, then corrects it down to the inside wall, then shoots back up, and the 13 hits him, and Davidson just goes on his lid. There's Luke Rainey getting damaged in the 2 car. Charles Robert in the 9. The 2 comes up and slams the outside wall. As Davidson stays on his lid, just kind of rolling all over the place. And then right here, Max Anderson hits him, and the 98 gets up off the ground. Fitzwater. There's Adam McDowell, Anton Charlebois. There's that's the 19 Trent McGinnis, Kukulon. There's Robert. There's Jeff Bright, Jonathan Buford, maybe Oliver Galway. There's Danny Lloyd, barely making it by Derek Hamill. That's a scary crash for Jacob Davidson. See, he's got hit and it just plopped right over. I mean, he's got hit in the perfect spot, and then Luke Rainey nowhere to go, and he hits this outside wall hard as well. That 2 car probably going to be out of this race as he hit really hard. 98 slides up, gets to 16. Some of the others, hard collision. The yellow flag comes out, and it's a big crash that caused it. Joe Jefferson led them back to the caution flag, but comes down pit road. Some others stay on the racetrack. Patrick Smith, the one of them, stay out, and he'll be our race leader once we get back going here in the Mello Yello 400. We will go back green here in lap number 13. Patrick Smith stayed out to inherit the race lead from teammate Joe Jefferson. A lot of cars out from that crash. McDowell, Luke Rainey, Jacob Davidson will finish 38th. Jonathan Buford, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., and Max Anderson. Nathan Stapleton's issues were an engine, so that's a really tough break for that team. Oliver Galway, Jeff Breyer are both a lap down. 33 cars on the lead lap. Some came down pit road, some stayed out. One of them that stayed out, Patrick Smith. Lawrence Palmpon also stayed out in 2nd. Same with Diego Yepes in 3rd. Then Joe Jefferson, Fuel only in 4th. Same with Ryan Taylor in 5th. Then TJ Hanley stayed out. He's 6th. Greg Torres came down and put Fuel only 7th. Land Lyons stayed out. Roberto Rivera, Tim Gallagher, top 10. As we're back racing here in North Wilkesboro. Great restart there for the 24 Palmpon, right in the back of Patrick Smith. Now we're looking to the inside. And a big thing for these drivers that did not come down pit road, they have the same tires as the drivers that came down pit road. Look at this right here, 24 up into the 14. But they have the same tires. It's just the drivers that came down, they have a little bit more fuel in their cars than the drivers that, stayed out. So as Lawrence Palmpon gets to the race lead, but look at Yepes in the A7. That's a big move there for Yepes. He was looking 3 wide, but the 24 cleared right there. We'll see if Yepes can get the run through 3 and 4 right here. A little bit lower. Palmpon slides up off the racetrack and gets a little high. Yepes moves to the bottom lane to try and take the lead to turn 1. The advantage to the A7. And Yepes out front. Look at Joe Jefferson giving the bumper to his teammate Patrick Smith. Close racing here inside the top 5 as they come down the backstretch. 7 cars under a blanket. Jefferson and Smith, 2 teammates not racing well. And here comes Hanley trying to take advantage of that. 3 wide. Smith gets clear to 3rd. Right now, the front 4 drivers that have stayed out on the racetrack. Hanley was one of them that stayed out as well. Now, Greg Torres, he came down pit road. Here he is now, trying to charge up inside the top 5. Go for 4th on Hanley. Jefferson, one of the dominant cars. Our poles there falling back outside 3 wide. Smith in 3rd side. Look at Luigi sliding off the corner back there. Look at Joe Jefferson still fading back in the 39, still falling back. He could fall outside the top 10 by the time he finds a hole down low. They go through 3 and 4. 39 still up top, still fading as Yepes continues to lead. Remember, he stayed out under the last caution flag. He has less fuel, but the same tires. Back there, Jones into the inside wall on the 17. Hard hit. He made contact with Dale Lightning. He keeps the car going, but there's some damage to the left side of that car. Hopefully, there's no tire rub. Yepes leads. Now Patrick Smith trying to get to 2nd over Lawrence Palmpon. Hanley trying to filter through to 3rd. Looks like Hanley to the inside is going to have the position there. 24 might have to give it up. Griffin has a lap car here in the 7 car. He has a few laps down with damage. Here comes Rivera. The 7 coming back down pit road right in front of our top 5. Yello is out. Yello for the 2nd time. It's for wreck in 1 and 2, and I couldn't really see who it was. It may have been the 71 and the 11. Justin Lightning does have some damage. The caution flag is out. And this could save some of the drivers that stay out. Do they now dare come down pit road and risk all the track position that they just had? And here come the drivers that stayed out. Oh, Landon Lyons got spun around under the yellow flag in the 31. I think that was Josh Crash that got him. So most of the drivers stay out. But the ones that stayed out under the first caution come down, except for TJ Hanley. Hanley was one of them that stayed out. He stays on the racetrack once again. So he's going to try and extend this fuel run greatly. Hanley will be a race there once to get back green as these drivers take tires on the left sides. We'll see what happened at the caution flag. It may have been Justin Lightning as the car involved in the 71. Off into turn number 1, Justin Lightning side by side with the 4-2 of Code Luigi. Underneath him right here, Jake Galloway moves down to the bomb lane, and I think the 71 checked up more than he thought, and the 11 just runs over Lightning right there, spins him up, and Luigi gets damage, hard damage there for the 42. Jake Galloway as well with damage in the 11 car, not as much though, so 71 the 42 is right there. Luigi just an innocent bystander as the 71 the 11 made contact, and Luigi's just to the outside, really had nowhere to go, nothing he could do in that scenario, as Galloway just really just plowed through Lightning. And to Luigi, I'm really surprised that brought a caution flag, I guess right there, but yeah, that's very shocking that would have been a caution flag. Linking us back to the caution was Diego Yepes in the A7. However, with his strategy he's on, he opts to come down pit road this time, put some tires on the car. He'll restart mid-pack. Out front will be one of the drivers that has not pitted yet, TJ Hanley. And the A2 will be our race leader once we get back going in the Mello Yello 400 at North Wilkesboro. Restart here, lap number 25. TJ Hanley, last season's champion, looking to turn the season around. A co with the win here tonight, North Wilkesboro. Remember, he has not come down pit road yet here tonight. The drivers on behind him have come down. No cars out from that crash, but Griffin Lynn, Oliver Galloway are both 3 laps down, and Jeff Bright is a lap down. 32 cars on the lead lap right here in the Mello Yello 400. TJ Hanley out front. He has not come down pit road yet. Roberto Rivera is up to 2nd. Greg Torres 3rd. Ryan Taylor 4th. Tim Gary rounds out our top 5. So restart here, lap number 25. Hanley steps on the gas, and we're back racing at North Wilkesboro. Green flag back in the air. Hanley up the racetrack. Rivera looking to the bomb in the 12 car. As they come off turn 2, side by side for the lead down the backstretch. 12 a little loose. Hanley going to try and get down in line the A2, and he does, but slides up again. The 12 still looking to the bomb lane as they come off turn number 4. Rivera underneath the 82. Oh, back there! Taylor into the inside wall, shoots back up. Still sideways, trying to save the car, and he does. But allows the front five to get another 3 wide for the lead. Torres 3 wide to the bomb. Hanley gets clear. Rivera's clear as well in the 12. That was a big move there for Greg Torres. It didn't work. Now let's see if he can get to 2nd here on the 12. Off the corner, trying to keep it down low. His back behind the 09 almost wrecked a few laps prior. And now Rivera got down to the bomb lane. Hanley overshot the corner. Look at the damage to the 09, but he's still trucking. It's a short track. He can take some damage. There's our pole center, one of the best cars here tonight. Joe Jefferson stayed back out just inside the top 10. Currently right now battling for 8th. As look at them sideways back there. Look at Diego Yepes trying to make up ground after coming down pit road. What Hanley really needs right here is to get to halfway and then maybe have a Yello come out to where he can come down pit road. Maybe some others will as well. If a Yello comes out after halfway, you bet you Hanley is coming down pit road, getting fuel in that car and getting some 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles. We'll have to see, though, if that ends up happening. If we go caution-free for the next few laps. Single file for the front 10 down the back stretch. As they battle for 10th, actually, or 9th and 10th. Hernandez gets by Joe Jefferson for 9th. As the 39 falls back to 10th. Possibly might fall outside the top 10s. Right there. Look at them 3 wide. Yepes moving through the pack. Remember, he, Patrick Smith, and Lawrence Balpon came down pit road under the last yellow flag to put on 2 fresh Goodyear Eagles and some more fuel. He's coming through the field, the A7 and the 14R, and look at them stacked up 3 wide right here. Kolowic in the middle. Look at Jake Jefferson up into the 42. Thompson's also out there. They're still making contact, still hitting, still shoving. And look at Wells going 3 wide in the 18. Couldn't get there. 78 Jay Jefferson got down line, but they are racing like it's the last lap back here. Meanwhile, up front, it's all TJ Hanley in the A2 as he's pulled away to a nice gap. Griffin Lynn, the lap car in between he and 2nd place Alexander Rowe, who's come out of nowhere from 4th to 2nd in 1 lap. Now look at Rowe up the racetrack in the 33. Might be the 7 coming down pit road. Lynn will abandon to the pits. Oh, back there, almost contact. Look at Ryan Taylor still trucking through. Gets by the 77 Salata. L9's pretty fast even with the damage. Look at Yepes coming forward as well. Oh, there they go. Jefferson Wells into the inside wall. They get sideways. Remember, those two had some sort of altercation at Iowa, and they make contact again. Back-to-back races. some drama here at North Wilkesboro, and as well as get back to Jay Jefferson and possibly have some retaliation. And these two are not happy with each other. I was going to talk about Yepez up inside the top 12. He's up to 11th. He came up here last time, put 2 tires on the car. He's moving forward with those fresh rubbers. Hanley's still up front, but when does he have to come down pit road? And will the drivers that have come down, I believe the drivers like Yepez, Pound Smith, that they came down pit road, they'll be good to go on fuel, I believe. They pit around lap 20. Now the drivers like the ones that pit under the first caution, they could be questionable. Because I don't really know if you can extend the fuel run. Oh, look at there! Inside the top 5! 2 of our front 3! Rowe from 2nd, Rivera from 3rd. They're no longer 2nd and 3rd. As the 33 damage does keep 2nd, Rivera back to 4th. And with damages coming down pit road, the 12 car surrenders a top 5 spot to repair his damage. And look at Pez, that moves him up inside the top 10 now. And he's right in the bumper of Josh Cash for 9th. Wreck up in front of them! It's Greg Torres and Alexander Rowe. 2 of our front 5 again. They were 2nd and 3rd. And now the yellow comes out, and our front runners have crashed. 3 of the top 4 have just wiped themselves out in the last few laps. Race back, obviously, Hanley's going to lead. He has no contest. Tim Gary will be 2nd, Ryan Taylor now 3rd. And now this is a chance for Hanley to come down here, get tires on that car, get fuel, and get away. The A2 will hit the pits this time. The 26, the 09 will stay out. The big thing for Hanley is there's such a huge gap back here. Can he try and keep some of his positions? Man, what a wild last few laps this has been. Our front runners wrecked. Rivera back on the track without a hood. 33 and the 10, they'll obviously be done. Schoen's trying to get a lap back. So Tim Gary will take over the race lead as Hanley comes down pit road. For service, he will put fuel and tires on that car, most likely. As here he's now in the pits. He surrenders a ton of track position, but he knows he could definitely make it to the end on field. The question is, who can't? Or can everyone make it on field? Is Hanley just trying to get tires here late? We saw what Yepez did on the new tires. He blasted through the field. So we'll see what Hanley does here. He has to stop, remember, for the end of the line. There he goes now. So that's a lot of positions that he's given up. He's going to restart tail end of the longest line unless some of these lap cars decide to come down. Caution out. Greg Torres, Alexander make contact from 2nd and 3rd. Wipe themselves out, and they are now done for the night. Just the previous lap, Rowe had made contact from 2nd, which got him all discombobulated. Now he has this damage. He's fallen back, and Greg Torres is right there on him. Moves to the inside. They make some contact right there. 33 and 10 go down hard to the inside wall. That's a really hard hit. They shoot back up. Luckily, no one hits them, but the yellow flag comes out, and that is 2nd and 3rd place. You don't see that every day. They have just wiped themselves out in a crash. Look at Dale Lightning down the bottom lane, getting by. All these sharks trying to get by. They slow it down. Great job there by them. Getting high, getting low, getting on by. Just not making contact with those two as they had already made some heavy contact. Craziness here in North Wilkesboro. This is short track racing in the Gatorade Cup Series. This is what it is. Drama every single lap. And now Hanley from the lead surrenders it to come down period. He has some fresh tires. He has some more fuel than anyone else in the field. That gives Tim Gary 2nd position after that crash, which now gives him the race lead due to the A2 pitting. It's going to be Tim Gary out front here in the North Wilkesboro at Mello Yello 400. Lights are on the pace car. 18 laps of racing to go once we get to the green flag here in the Mello Yello 400. Tim Gary is our race leader due to pit cycles. From that crash, Alexander Rowe and Greg Torres have retired from the race, which leaves 28 cars on the lead lap, the last of them being TJ Hanley. Fresher tires than anyone else, and some more fuel. We'll see how that plays into it. He has to get by some damaged cars and then battle up through there. It's going to be a tough task for Hanley if he wants to have a shot at this race victory. So Tim Gary leads here in the 26 car. Behind him in 2nd is Ryan Taylor with some damage. Pena Salah in 3rd. Anthony Hernandez 4th. Josh Crash 5th. Yepez has 2 tires. Fresher tires than anyone inside the top 5. He's right now 6th. Behind him, Patrick Smith the same there. Some fresh tires on the 14 car. How can 6th and 7th do here as Tim Gary leads to the green flag? Schoen's is slow in the 17. They move to the inside. Look at Ryan Taylor in the 09. Look at the 77 Salada for 2nd. 26-17 side by side. 77 to 2nd. Look at Anthony Hernandez on the bottom lane. Josh Crash. Here comes Yepez in the A7 with those 2 fresh Goodyear Racing Eagles. Salada to 2nd, the 77. Trying to get to Tim Gary and move on by him. Schoen's moves up 3 wide to get out of the way. Yepez to the top 5 in the A7 car. He has 2 fresh Goodyear Eagles. Stay with Patrick Smith by him. Now Smith moves to the inside. But Yepez gets down front, shuts the door. Yepez looks for 4th now. Back there, Dale Lightning sideways, trying to control, and he does. But for 4th, Yepez charging forward. He has 16 laps to get up to the race lead. That's 3 positions. Palmpon and the 2 tires coming forward as well. He's 3 wide back there. Yepez to 4th. But now Patrick Smith wants that position. He wants to be the highest driver on tires. 15 to go here at North Wilkesboro. Patrick Smith trying to get to 4th in the 14 car. Lawrence Palmpon trying to come forward in the 24. Smith gonna grab 4th right here on Yepez. As up front, Gary up the racetrack. Solana to the inside in the 77. 14 laps of racing to go. They're side by side for the lead. 77 gets by the 26 of Tim Gary. Solana now leads here at North Wilkesboro. But look at the 2 tires. They are gaining. The 14 and the A7 are coming as they battle for 2nd, 3rd. The 09 to the bottom of the 26. They are side by side for 2nd. The 09 now checked up. The 14 got to the back of them. The yellow flag is out. They have wrecked on the front stretch. 2 teammates, the A3 and the A2. Hanley had come down the road, and now it's all torn up. And the race back is won by Pinion Solana. Look at them battling. Can Patrick Smith get him by? He was sideways and he's going to lose a position to the 26. And Smith will restart 4th with tires. Same with Yepez. He will be 5th. The yellow flag comes out. Oliver Galway, TJ Hanley, 2 Red Bull Racing teammates make contact. Galway looks like it's done for the night. Just a big logjam of cars. Everywhere you look, there's action all over this 0.65 mile oval. And we're Oliver Galway in the A3 down low. As he comes off the corner, he just gets sideways, and then the 39 and the 6 make contact, puts the A3 hard to the inside wall. He comes back up the racetrack. Steven Taylor is nowhere to go on the 20. He hits hard. And then the 75, Derek Kimmel sideways. I believe he controlled the car, but then Hanley makes contact there in the A2 as well. Takes Oliver Galway out of the race. I wouldn't be surprised to see the 20 out, or if he's not at least, without a hood. Yeah, I believe it may have been the 39. We'll see if he's got loose. Oh, the 6 kind of came up, got into the 39 right there. Some hard contact for the A3, the 20. There's Derek Kimmel. Did he save his car? No, he hit the inside wall hard, then shot back up. There's going to be more damage to that 75 if he stays in the race. So Yello comes out. Pinion Solana had a great lead. This is not what they wanted to see. A big lead, but this is what Patrick Smith and Diego Yepez wanted to see. They have fresh tires on the left sides. Can they use them to their advantage? They'll restart 4th and 5th. They have to get by 3 cars in under 10 laps to win here at North Wilkesboro. 7 laps to go here at North Wilkesboro. This could be the final restart of the night, or will we get a quick yellow and get another restart? From that crash, out is Oliver Galway, TJ Hanley, and Steven Taylor. 26 cars on the lead lap. We'll see how it goes. Pinion Solana leads in the 77 on the restart. Ryan Taylor in 2nd, Tim Gary, and then you have Patrick Smith, Diego Yepez, both on fresh tires in 4th and 5th. We're back racing here at North Wilkesboro, the Mello Yello 400. Solana leads, but Ryan Taylor's there in the 09. Taylor looks low through 1 and 2. The 77 at the racetrack. The 09 in 2nd, right on the bumper. Here comes Tim Gary in the 26, looking low for 2nd. That's going to help the 77 out. As they come off the corner. 6 laps of racing to go now. They're side by side for a 2nd. That's what Solana wanted to see. They can try and get out front and pull away. What they don't want to see is Patrick Smith to get clear in 2nd. And he's 3 wide for a 2nd. Can he make the pass work in 3 and 4? Drives it hard to the corner. He has more grip than anyone out there besides Yepez. Patrick Smith to 2nd. And he has 5 laps to run down the 77, but they're wrecking behind. This will end the race. The yellow flag is out. This is the race back to the line. And no one's going to catch the 77. Solana's too far out front. As Crash right from a top 5 spot. It's all over. Solana, 4 laps to coast around to win. Pinion Solana, 4 laps and they will win here at North Wilkesboro. And Smith and Yepez are wondering, if that yellow didn't come out, it was probably going to be one of those 2. They had fresh rubber and they were running down the 77 that last lap. They gained so much on Solana. But Josh Crash wrecked down the front stretch. The yellow comes out and that ends the race early. Crash from in the 43 from a top 10 starting spot. Involved, we'll see what happened. Josh Crash was inside the top 10 when this happened. Anthony Hernandez in the 48 is up top. Crash down low. Crash just kind of slides up into the 48. Hernandez spins himself down to the inside wall. And then trying to control the car. Kenny gets sideways. And the yellow flag comes out right there. And it's going to end the race. Look at Derek Kimmel gets spun to the inside wall behind them. He also comes up and he nails the outside wall. But the yellow flag is out for Josh Crash. It's going to end the race early. As long as Solana can coast it around now 3 laps, they will win here at North Wilkesboro. As a crazy race going to come to an end under the yellow flag. Hard contact there in the final caution of the night. And that's what Solana wanted to see. Because look at how much the 14 gained through 3 and 4 right here. Right onto the bumper, the 77. Even 1 or 2 more laps, and I think the 14 would have won. So Salata, right there, leading. And now there's some confusion back here for 4th. Tim Garris to get by the 34 on the others, and it looks like he's going to right there. So Salata leading with under 2 to go now. And it looks like it's going to be their race to lose. As they're still trying to get the short out back here. I think there may be some discrepancies here. The 24 pull up beside the 48. Maybe they're trying to argue their case for what position they should be. Maybe the 24 is an issue and will have to come down pit road right here. Is that it? He's just staying in line. It looks like something's wrong here. Someone has to be somewhere they aren't. As you can see, Lacio Nice trying to keep pace speed and doesn't want to get caught up in the 24 and the 48. Like, come on, man. So they've taken the white flag. We are on the last lap here, and the Mello Yello 400 is going to end under the yellow flag in what has been a crazy race. Classic short track racing in the Gatorade Cup Series had a lot of cautions, a lot of great racing. And it's going to be Pena to win with Ryan Taylor right here, still trying to get caught up to the front 5, who've kind of pulled away. But you have to think Smith and Yepes, they wanted that race to go green to the end. It could have been those two bound for the win amongst themselves because they had, remember, 2 fresh Goodyear Eagles on their race cars. But the yellow comes out. You saw Josh Crash spin in the background. That ends the race here prematurely. But as they go through 3 and 4, Pena Salata and the 77 for Penske is going to win here at North Wilkesboro. Checker flag is out. This historic racetrack brought back to life in the Gatorade Cup Series. Salata will be our first winner at it. Pena Salata wins the inaugural Mello Yello 400 here at North Wilkesboro. And the field comes across, damaged cars, non-damaged cars, you name it. We have every type of car in the field here tonight. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Mello Yello 400 at North Wilkesboro. 5 caution flags for 24 laps. It was obviously a very crash-heavy race here tonight. But 7 lead changes, 8 different drivers led laps here in this race. Pena Salata, the one to come out on top. Right strategy, got out front at the right time, and wins leading 14 of the 60 laps here tonight. Patrick Smith ends up 2nd, Diego Yepes 3rd, Tim Gary 4th. All 4 of those drivers led laps at some point in this race. Rounding out the top 5, Steve Larkin, the 34. Then with Brian Taylor in 6th, Anthony Hernandez 7th, Lawrence Palmpon 8th, Dale Lightning 9th, and Landon Lyons rounds out the top 10. There's your top 20. Joe Jefferson led the first 4, he didn't lead the first 4, but he led 4 laps in this race, came down pit road, and once he was kind of back there, he never could recover. He ends up 15th. Obviously, he would have wanted a lot more out of a night where you started on pole at a short track, nonetheless. See down here, 21st to 40th. TJ Hanley, 18 of the 60 laps led, the most of anyone. Most laps led here tonight goes to TJ Hanley, but he ends up 32nd after being involved in a crash with his teammate Oliver Galloway, and maybe the strategy just wasn't right for the A2 as well. He kind of pitted way too late to use the tires to his advantage. I don't think he would have been able to get up inside the top 10 again. Maybe a top 15, maybe a top 10 if he was lucky, but I don't think he would have had a shot at the race win had it gone green to the end. We'll now go look at the points. Here are the point standings after North Wilkesboro. This is a wild race, and it's kind of it shakes up the points a little bit more. Pena Salata back on top of the points list now. So the 77 car with that win now on top by 60 points over Joe Jefferson, who is now 2nd. So Joe Jefferson having a quietly consistent season, only 1 top 5 on the season, but 4 top 10s does get him to the 2nd place in points. Jacob Davidson, after flipping over in this race, he falls to 3rd in points. Tripping against his 4th, and Lawrence Palmpon rounds out the top 5. Patrick Smith in 6th, Danny Lloyd 7th, Steven Taylor 8th, Diego Yepes 9th, and Sebastian Kukulan rounds out the top 10. There is your top 20. So the top 7 right now within 100 points of each other. Pretty close still among drivers in points. Our 2 wild cards right now would be Max Anderson, who is 16th with those 2 wins, and Josh Crash, who got his win. He's right now 17th on the points. Those would be the 2 wild cards as of now. But now the season's starting to take form. We'll see maybe where some drivers are going to kind of level out where they might be in terms of points positions. As if you're down towards the bottom, pretty good chance you might stay down there. If you're up towards the top, pretty good chance you might stay up there. But once again, anything can happen. You could fall down, you could rise up at some point and still make the chase, even if you're, say, like 33rd, 34th, 35th in points. So after that wild race at North Wilkesboro, we'll head to another North Carolina track. We go to Rockingham for the Oreo 400. I'll see you guys then.